Hi, I'm Bree Luck, and normally on Tuesday nights, the intention was for me to do an Instagram live tapping meditation around specific topics that people have sent to me that you would like to have tapping meditations around. But what I found is that where I live, our internet is too spotty in the evening to ever depend on doing an Instagram live. So instead, I'm pre recording this, and I would just love to encourage you to DM me or put a question in the comments or email me or reach out in some way if you have any questions or if you'd like clarification. I'll be happy to help you in any way. And today, what we're going to tap on is finding a sense of release when you're feeling irritated or frustrated, particularly after a really challenging conversation. Maybe this is with a loved one, or maybe it's with a colleague. So often when we feel frustrated, we go into a reactive state. And maybe when we're in that reactive state, we don't make the best choices, and then we have to suffer the consequences of that. Maybe we lash out at the person, or maybe we retreat, and maybe we feel inauthentic or silenced. Or maybe we just avoid or even ghost the person for future conversations altogether. I'm sure we've all had at least one of these interactions and reactions in our lives. So, our goal today is to honor those feelings of irritation or frustration that come up for us in those conversations. So we can respond from a calm, grounded place rather than from an elevated or reactive place. So I'd love you to take a moment right now to think about a recent conversation that you've had, particularly one that was bothersome. And as you reflect, notice any feelings of irritation or frustration or even anger and blame that arise. Notice how it feels in your body. Do you feel it in your stomach, in your head? Do you feel it in your chest, the tightness maybe, or in your throat? So now with 10 being the most debilitating or upsetting, and 0 being non-existent, I'd love for you to measure the intensity of that feeling and write it down now. As we continue with this tapping meditation, I will make statements, and I'll begin with negative statements. And sorry, this thing is moving too much. I'll begin with negative statements and I'll move to the positive statements. And at the same time, I'll also tap on various points of my head, my face, my body, and my hands. And I'd love for you to follow along, tapping on the same places on your body. And if what I say resonates with you, you can repeat it either out loud or silently to yourself. And if it doesn't resonate, that's okay. Change it. Make it work for you. This is your meditation. So let's begin now by sitting upright in a chair with your feet firmly planted on the ground. And take a nice deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. We'll begin with a karate chop point. Even though I'm feeling irritated and annoyed by the interaction I had with this person, I honor how I feel and I am willing to witness my mind and my body's response. Even though I'm super irritated and frustrated by the things they said and by how they acted, I accept how I feel and I'm open to looking at the situation from a new perspective. Even though I feel really agitated from this conversation, I'm willing to calm my body's response down so I can find a productive way forward. Moving to the top of the head, I am so freaking annoyed by this conversation. Eyebrow point, it really got under my skin. Side of eye, I'm frustrated and I'm angry. Under eye, and I feel it in my body. Under nose, it's really, really overwhelming. Chin, and quite frankly, I feel out of control. Collarbone, feeling all this tension. Underarm, I honor and acknowledge how real and valid these feelings are for me. Now, for the next part, you don't have to repeat. Just consider the following as you tap. Moving to the top of the head. Think back to the specific conversation. As you tap, replay the singularly most frustrating or upsetting moment in your head. Replay it now like it's a movie that you are watching from the audience. Eyebrow point. Notice how it feels in your body. Just be aware of that feeling. Side of eye. And as you feel that physical manifestation of a cruddy feeling, just take a moment now to just experience that feeling as you breathe. Under eye, to experience and then relax, finding a little more ease, a little more space, a little more openness in those parts of your body. Under nose, and as you relax your body, reflect on that moment that bothered you so much. Notice your internal thoughts that occur, the thoughts that occur when you replay your reaction to that moment in your mind. Get really specific about the thoughts. Maybe you have an internal monologue. What are you saying to yourself? Are you blaming? Are you feeling resentful, trapped, guilty? Chin. Simply allow yourself to be present with whatever thoughts and whatever feelings you have. Collarbone. And as you stay present with these thoughts and these feelings, notice if you feel a shift. Reflecting on the moment, noticing the thoughts, all while consciously relaxing your body. Underarm. As you calm down your body's response, notice that you still may have negative thoughts about that interaction. But you have the ability now to observe it from a more grounded place. Top of head. Now let's think about your part, your role in this conversation. Eyebrow point. Think about your responses and your reactions to that moment. And notice whether it was serving you and the relationship. Side of eye. Is there anything that you would change about your response? Under eye. Notice what it would feel like now to address your frustration in this new moment. Under nose. From a calmer place, a more peaceful place. Chin. So often when we feel frustrated with a loved one or a colleague, we respond from a place of blame or judgment. It's a natural response, but we can move beyond it. It takes practice, but we can practice. Collarbone. What if we operated from a place of honoring your good intentions and honoring the other person's good intentions? Underarm. Keep breathing and tapping, and make room for an understanding of those good intentions. Maybe it takes a little work to find them. That's okay. Take the time now. Returning to the top of the head, you can repeat after me again. It is okay to feel annoyed and angry. Eyebrow point. We are allowed to come from different perspectives. We're allowed to have different viewpoints and to offer different modes of communication. Side of eye. And I acknowledge that with those differences often comes frustration. Under eye, I honor those feelings that have come up for me. Under nose, and I am open to letting them go. Chin. Letting them go so I can connect with this person from an open, authentic, grounded place. Collarbone. And more, I remember that when I give myself room to breathe, underarm, when I give myself room to reflect, to release, and to ground, top of head, the easier it will be to communicate. Eyebrow point, releasing frustration and irritation now. Side of eye, I make a conscious choice to practice groundedness. I make a conscious choice to practice kindness. I make a conscious choice to practice compassion. Under eye, compassion for them. Under nose, and compassion for myself. Chin. As I reflect, I pause and check in and ground myself. Collarbone. And as I move forward, I pause and check in and ground myself in moving forward. Underarm. And I carry this feeling with me throughout my day and through all my interactions. Now take a deep breath and let it go. How are you feeling now on a scale of 0 to 10? Any better? Any movement down the scale means that you are experiencing some release. I wish you clarity and compassion in all of your interactions today. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. And I'll see you soon.